Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Filmmaking 101. First episode did pretty alright. Wasn't expecting that. I wanted to continue the series with the next step, or what I believe is the next step to learning how to make videos. Equipment is obviously step one, so if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. But if you already have your equipment, go ahead and continue watching this video. So this video is all about framing your shot. And basically, framing your shot is learning how to make your shot look good. Let's learn the basics of what makes a shot look good. First, let's talk about the rule of thirds. Basically, the rule of thirds is an invisible grid that goes vertically and horizontally with the camera. Right now, I am in the far right of the rule of thirds. I am currently on the second vertical line. This cactus right here is in the far left of the rule of thirds. Next, let's talk about the 180 rule. So the 180 rule is basically, you can see me right here, like this, but if I were to somehow switch the camera movement, and now that you're behind me, you're gonna feel like sick to your stomach. This is usually used in action scenes, and if you break the 180 rule, most of the time it doesn't look that good. And it's very, very easy to tell whether or not you broke it or not. Next, we have headroom. Basically, what headroom is giving your talent or actor enough room above their head so that you can see their full body and face. And also, it looks really weird when your actor's head is cut off. So now that we have the basic rules of film out of the way, let's talk a little bit about the angles. And this is where we're gonna need a list. All right. So let's start with the establishing shot. This is usually done at the very beginning of the film or at a very important part of the film. So your characters are about to go to a doom layer. You show off the doom layer. If you don't have an establishing shot, it usually makes your audience very confused on where your characters are and what is really happening. After the establishing shot, we have the long shot. The long shot is basically an establishing shot, except it just has people in it. Usually, the long shot is used a little bit more than the establishing shot because it's not just scenery, and you can also establish a character at the same time. Then we got the full shot, which is basically just a full body shot of your talent. Then you have the medium shot, which is just half of your actor. Then we have the medium close-up, which is a slightly closer medium shot. Then you have the close-up, which is to show off one part of a body part. Let's say you want to really show off that someone got shot. So you really go in on the part where someone got shot. The close-up is also used in extremely tense situations when someone's trying to defuse a bomb, so you're really showing off their sweat. Next up, we got the extreme close-up, which is on like someone's eye or their mouth. Most of the time, the extreme close-up is actually used just to make people feel uncomfortable. You usually see it in horror movies. So next we have the POV shot, which is the even closer version of an extreme close-up. And by that, I mean it's basically just the point of view of a character. Next we have the two body shots. But basically, it's when you have two people sitting next to each other. And that's it. I have this set up like a two body shot, except that's not a body. So this technically isn't a two body shot. You see this mostly in news anchoring. Next you have the over the shoulder shot, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Next we have the low angle, which is used to convey the power of someone. And then the opposite of that is the high angle, which is to show that you are a little baby. Then next you have a pan shot, which basically moves the camera horizontally following a point. Vertical variant of that is the tilt shot, in which you tilt the camera up and down on a point. Then you have a tracking shot, which tracks a character up to a T, basically in the middle of your rule of thirds, and it's usually handheld. Then we're gonna get into the little bit more artistic ones. First, you got the Dutch angle, which is basically a 20 degree to 50 degree angle, and it's usually meant to show some type of discomfort. It's usually used in horror movies, or it's used in psychological movies. Then you have the vertigo shot, or also known as the dolly shot. It's very hard to replicate without a dolly shot, without a dolly, as well as without a actual type of tripod. But hopefully my example looks just fine without either. Then you have the quick pan shot, which is basically just the quick version of a pan shot. Of course, the final honorable mention I have is the Tarantino zoom, which is used as a quick pan and then a zoom onto a character saying something, and it usually introduces them. And well, that's basically all the angles in film and all the rules that you need to learn in order to frame your shot in film. My name is Jackson Borgon, and this has been Filmmaking 101. Thank you.